my channel, Markia Art Money. So if you are just now coming across this video, and if you are rewatching, we are rebranding for the new year of 2026. And so today's video is titled Becoming Her for 2026. Less pressure, more overflow. And so if that title already resonates with you, this is just my vibe, my theme for 2026, right? And so today's video, we're going to talk about being a woman and being an overachiever and just dealing with society, the pressures of social media, trying to take care of our family, different things like that. And I just want this to be a release, and I just want to let you know that you are not alone and we are right where God has called us to be. All right, so let's go ahead and get into today's video. So this is going to be more like my CEO diaries, a place for me to just express what I'm going through in business and life and everything that life has to offer. So we're going to get right into it. First, we're going to talk about our goals and how we accomplish the goals and set the standards. And then we're always like, and then what? Right? Girl, what do you mean, and then what? I feel like as women, specifically minority women, we set the bar here off the bat. And then we achieve our goals and we go up here and we're like, what's next? Gotta keep climbing, gotta keep climbing. But what about taking a step back? What about resting and really just sitting in the blessing that God just gave you? So I want to start with a little backstory about how I got here. My parents, my dad is an entrepreneur. My mom started out as an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. As much as I've tried to get away from this path, it keeps calling me back. And when I realized the things that I used to do when I was younger, this has always been my calling. I've always been in tune with hair, watching drop shipping videos. My mom was a hairstylist, so I knew about raw hair before it was even, a trend. My mom was doing closures. I was researching how to start a hair business. Made my first wig right before I got out of high school, and that was my first business. That's what I introduced myself to business, was making wigs, and I did that when I went to college. I did that for about a year, my freshman year, and I transitioned into lashing, and that transition was just amazing. It was such a smooth sailing road, and that's something that I truly fell in love with, and that's when I knew, like, hey, I want to be a businesswoman. Like, I love the drive. Like, I literally crave being a businesswoman, and I would say achieving all these goals of mine. But now that it's like a trend, it kind of gets tiring, and I'm in a space where I'm like, hey, not stepping back from business, but let's relax a little bit. Let's take it slower. Why are we in such a rush to get here when we're already here? Like, why are we in such a rush to just keep climbing that ladder? So my whole purpose of my lash business was to, move to Atlanta, build this business, become a known lash artist. But I actually went back to school. I got my master's in business administration with a concentration in marketing. And little old me, I'm thinking like, all right, I'm going to learn how to market my lash business so my lash business can be better, learn how to build a better business. But God had other plans. And that's when I shifted into marketing. So now I own a marketing agency where we specifically focus on creative direction. So building brand campaigns for beauty entrepreneurs and people who are in the lifestyle industry, also building out events, brand activations, brand trips. And so that is what I'm building now. And I think the level of faith that this has required is much far greater than, and I'm not saying it's greater than any other business, but where my mind goes with this business, it's a lot harder and it takes more faith. And I have accomplished a lot since starting the business. I'm literally 2 years in, and I always like to say the first 2 years of your business, you won't see that money. And I feel like sometimes with, getting on social media and societal pressures, I feel like we forget the things that we accomplished. Like, girl, you literally have 2 degrees. I had 2 degrees before the age of 24. Let's clock it. I had a successful lash business throughout college. Clock it. And now I am building this business. And starting 2024, I went right out the bat creating campaigns that I had never really done before. And it looked so good. And that's how I truly understood and knew that this is something that I wanted to do and was meant to do. I have directed multiple campaigns. I've got to work on set with Kaleidoscope. I've got to work on set with Wait a Man and shadowing other creative directors. I've also got to work with brands like Erica J Products. And for me to sit and think like I have not done enough or what's next, It's crazy to me. I just want to remind you to take a step back, look at your situation, look at all you've done, and say to yourself, like, am I really putting this much pressure on myself? Am I allowing society to say that I need to be in this specific bubble? Which actually brings me to my next point in the video, which is societal pressure, especially when social media and feeling left behind. And that kind of goes back into what I just discussed. Like, I love social media for humor. I'm not gonna lie. I like to sit up and laugh all day long. But what I've realized is that has become a distraction, and it has semi caused me to develop a trait of laziness, develop a trait of being distracted, and also comparison. Because one, I feel like in my field, social media should be used as a tool. But instead, I sit up and hee hee ha ha all day after I'm done with my work. When in reality, sometimes I feel behind if I see other girls who are being successful and dropping digital products and doing this, and that. And I just feel like, why aren't I there? Like, why aren't I doing that? I'm doing all these cool things behind the scenes, but nobody sees it. And you kind of look at that as wanting gratification from other people, when in reality, baby, all you need is that hand clap from God and from yourself, honestly. So one thing that I'm shifting to doing is, one, trying not to doom scroll, and I've actually deleted social media at least for these next 2 weeks going into the new year, so I can really just sit and hone in on who I am and my identity, because I'm not here to become another it girl. I'm not here to become another girl boss on social media. I could tell you how to start a business, but is that what God has called you to be? And so that's what kind of pushed me to create this video, just to show you guys where my head is at. And I'm sure your head is at, baby girl. Going into this new year, you're just fine. You are becoming her. Hence the title of this video, Becoming Her for 2026. Less pressure, more overflow. Just because you aren't growing rapidly does not mean that you aren't moving every step of the way. And so before I close out this video, I really want to leave you guys with 4 things that I'm doing going into 2026 to become her and truly step into my identity, the identity that I feel like God has called me to be, and also the identity that I want to be. I feel like we push this, oh, let's ditch the 9 to 5 working 24/7. So you ditch the 9 to 5 and then you go into working for yourself 24/7. One thing about me, baby, I always promote work-life balance. I don't care if I work a 9 to 5. I don't care if I have my business. I'm not here to just hustle, 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 that I forget to tune in with what's going on in front of me, that I forget to be a girlfriend, that I forget to be a family member, a great friend, because I'm so busy working. I don't want that for my life. Even as I grow up and I become a wife and I start having kids, I don't want it to be my kid is on set with me all day. I want to be able to take a break if I need to. So these are some things that I'm doing to kind of become that woman and build that for 2026. So, first one, I am fasting from all distractions. Like I said, I've deleted social media for the next 2 weeks, and I have also either unfollowed women who are girl bosses, who, one, that I may be inspired by, but if I watch their content and I feel like I'm behind, I unfollow them. And honestly, if they don't follow me back, it don't matter, because they're not gonna know. And not just on some hate and stuff, just more so for my own sake, for my own mental. I don't need to see this every day, because one, I work on social media, so social media is hard for me to avoid. I run social media pages for a bigger brand, so I'm always scouting trends. I'm always trying to find their content to post and different things like that. So I unfollowed those women, and then the women who are in my circle that do follow me back, I just muted them, just for the time being, until I'm in a better headspace to where I'm not comparing myself to their right now to mine, because their right now may have taken them forever. They have probably done different things, and I just don't want the spirit of comparison in my life at all. So that's number one that I'm doing. Number two, I'm creating a purpose-driven outlet outside of my business. The heights that I want to take my business, I know for a fact that that's going to need all of my attention. But like I said, I'm a business girl. I want to start more businesses. I want to do more investments, which I am. But before I start that, I want to make sure that I have my purpose driven outlet which is going to be my YouTube channel at Markia Armani, and you can also follow me. My CEO Diaries page is called Her Purpose Society, and on Instagram is her.purpose.society. And this is where I'm just going to be doing the same thing that I'm doing here, talking about different things, in a sense, venting, but really just trying to find my community of women who are on the same path and trying to do the same thing. The next thing is going to be prioritizing my health for 2026, because when you look good, you feel good. I have two friends and I feel like they did their big one this year with their body. So I'm trying to be body T, but really prioritizing my health, taking my vitamins, starting to juice. Cause babe, I'm getting grown. I'm on the other side of 25. I need to look good. I need to be hurt. And then the last thing that I really wanted to do is starting to journal. And I used to do this when I first started my lash business. And this is when I felt like my faith was at its strongest. I was journaling and I was talking to myself. I was talking to God. In 2026, I really just want to start that back. I want to start back journaling because I did it this morning and it's such a relief. That's what kind of pushed me to drop this video, because I know it's more women out there who are feeling exactly how I'm feeling. So if you don't have a journal, go to Ross, go to Marshalls, go to TJ Maxx, go there and get you a journal. Get you a journal, start writing, start talking to God, talk out your frustrations, because it's gonna make you feel a lot better. And so if you truly enjoyed my video today, Becoming Her, Less Pressure, More Overflow, I want you to click the link that's going to be connected to this video. This is going to be my newsletter. I like to call it my newsletter to her. My newsletter to her, the woman that I'm becoming, maybe the woman that you're becoming. Join that newsletter, and every week I'm going to drop a new series just about what I'm dealing with in life and becoming a better woman, and also some entrepreneurial tips, because I'm building my business. I am also strategically building my business. I'm building it the right way. So like, I'm going to have tips on building your business foundation, getting a CPA, getting a financial advisor, planner. Okay, girl, because we aren't just building this business just for fast money. We are building this life, building this dream to do all that God has called us to do, but as well as enjoy the fruits of our labor. So we got to make sure we set it up correctly. So those are some things that are going to be in my newsletter. Every now and then I host free classes that I like to call Her Purpose Talks. We talk about business, but we also just talk about how business is kind of hitting us in life right now and really just uplifting each other. So make sure you're on that newsletter list, because all of those links go out there. So I am so excited that you guys tuned in for this new video. 2026, I'm going to be consistent with my videos. Thank you for tuning in. See you later. It's Markia Armani. Follow me on all platforms at Markia Armani, and I'll see you next Sunday.